vocab for you. All right, it's right there on your page here. What's a bisector do for me? Explain in your own words, what does a bisector do to an angle? Let's start it off. 22, going deep. Simon, explain to me in your own words, what's a bisector do to an angle? Yeah, two congruent angles. All right, so by the end here, don't do this. I'm just going to do a quick sketch. By the end here, we should have a ray that looks like this, and both these angles are equal using our compass and straight edge. So how do we do it using our compass and straight edge? It's pretty easy. Take your compass, put it on vertex A for me. Put your compass, put it on vertex A. Make an arc that goes through both rays. Okay, make an arc that goes through both rays. Grab your pencil or pen and mark the 2 points of intersection you just made on your angle. Okay, mark your 2 points of intersection you just made on your angle. Make sure everyone's with us here. All right, now take your compass, put it on one of those points of intersection. And you're going to make another arc right above. Make sure you put your compass point on, not on vertex A, on one of the points of intersection. And make an arc above your first one. All right, so I'll catch up to you guys right now. My compass to show you what I mean. So everybody did this right here. You made an arc through, right? Boom. You mark those 2 points of intersection. Now you should be putting your compass on one of those points of intersection and making another arc above. Doesn't have to be that big, but.
Does it have to go through both?
Nope. Doesn't have to go through anything. Just make it above from one of the 2 points of intersection. Then put your compass point on the other point of intersection and make an arc so it intersects your previous one. So it looks like a little fireworks going on from your angle. All right? So you're going from each point of intersection and making 2 arcs that intersect. And yep, now you can grab your straight edge when you're ready. Line up vertex A with that point of intersection and draw in your angle bisector. Make sure your last 2 arcs come from each point of intersection. Nope. We go from these two. We go from these two. So we made this one. Now we go from here. Do that. Yep. Now we're looking here. Decent.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
This is all up on the videos too, this one. All right, make sure you draw in your angle bisector for me. Now what should we be putting on our angle? Arc marks that show each angle is congruent. All right, so there is an angle bisector. How do you cut an angle into 2 congruent angles? Any questions on that? Don't worry, this is going to come up again here in a minute. Anything? All good? Anybody need help before we move on? Don't worry, you're going to get practice at this in a second. All right, let's go to day 8 notes now. Now that we just did that, day 8 notes, and I'm going to do a little revision here because we do not need to do all these constructions. I'm not going to waste your time. We do not need to do all of these, including the first one on the first page. All right, so if you go to the day 8 one, I am not going to have you guys this year responsible for doing this one. All right, yeah, we can get rid of that one. Okay, get rid of that one. I'm not going to have you guys responsible for that one. But the next one, definitely. We're going to make ourselves a triangle now here, kids. A triangle just using our compass and a straight edge. All right, so make sure you're on example 2 here. All right, so let's just make sure we understand what's about to happen before we do this step by step. We are going to construct, vocab term there, huh? Equilateral. Anybody help? equilateral back in the day? Equilateral? What do you got for it?
All the sides are the same.
Yeah, all the sides are the same. So we're going to make a triangle where all the sides are the same. Same length, right? All sides congruent. How am I going to know what the side length is, though? How am I going to know what the side length is? Keep reading. Each side length of your triangle is going to be equal to the length of the diagonal of ABCD I gave you. All right, diagonal. Anybody diagonal? Because all three sides have to be the length of the diagonal. Where's Simon? Where's the diagonal in it? A to C or B to D. So take your straight edge and draw that one of them in. Doesn't matter which one because they're both going to be the same length. So take your straight edge and draw in one of the two diagonals. So here's what we're doing. We're going to make a triangle which has how many sides? 3. All 3 sides are going to be equal, and they're all going to be the same length of either AC or BD, whatever you did. All right, first step. I need to copy AC, BD, whatever you did, onto my ray. Copy it. This is the first construction we did at the beginning of the year. All right, the most basic. Take your compass and do what now? I need to copy the diagonal onto ray R. Open up your compass. Yep, there you go. You guys got it. Good. Open up your compass to the length of your diagonal and go to endpoint R and make that arc so you can copy it. Okay, copy it on. Ooh, and I think I'm going to be stuck after this. Maybe you guys can help me. So everyone see the first side. Here's your first side of the triangle. Right here, that's the length of the diagonal. What's the second? What's got to be the length of the second side? Same thing, right? But is it going to make any sense for me just to go to R and redo this? I'm going to be doing the same darn arc. So is there anywhere else you would suggest I put my compass? Because I don't want to put it back on R because I'm going to be making the same darn arc here. Anywhere else you think might be a good idea from everything we've doing? Dylan, what's up? There you go, my guy there. Come on over. Now put your compass point where it intersected your ray. And now take a look. You want to make an arc that intersects that first one. If I can do it. There we go. Make it. Ah! I did it again. Look what's going to happen. Am I going to get it to intersect? That's going to happen sometime during the course of the year. So guess what I need to do? Go back, and I got to make that first arc a little bit longer for me. So if you can't get your arcs to intersect, got to make my first one a little bit longer. There we go. Now I can go over to this point of intersection. I don't need to make it intersect in the top and the bottom, just one spot. And you're ready to do, you don't realize it, but you've basically made your triangle already. We just got to do the 3 sides now. So grab your straight edge. Hey, one side's already here, right? One side's already here. Here's your second side from R to that point of intersection. There's your second side. First side's on the ray already. Second side's coming from R. And anybody know where the third and final side of my triangle is going to come from? Where's it look?
The intersection of the arc.
Yeah, from right here, the intersection of the arc to that point of intersection. There are my 3 sides. And what's great, grab your compass. Make sure all 3 sides measure the length of your diagonal now. That's what's great. We can check this real quick. Make sure all 3 sides measure the length of your diagonal. So congratulations, you just made yourself an equilateral triangle by just using 2 arcs. That's it. That was it. 2 arcs do it. Nothing fancy. Just 2 arcs did it. I want to be more detailed, though, in this above-average math class. What can I put on those sides? Sign what can I put on those sides? What's that? Which are the hash marks, right? That tell whoever's looking at it, these are all equal. Good. So everyone all right? Equilateral triangle. All right, next, right below, we're going to use this same construction now. Use the same construction. Ooh, I want you to give me a 30-degree angle. How am I going to know it's exactly 30? Cormac, you told me that all sides were congruent, right? All right, let me expand on his definition now. All the sides are equal and also all angles congruent. So I need you to do some quick math for me here now. Some quick algebra. Anybody know how many degrees are in every triangle? Anybody know that fact? How many degrees? What the? There's 180 degrees in every triangle. And now you know all the angles are congruent. Can you quickly find what each angle is going to be then? In an equilateral triangle, if they all add to 180 and all three are congruent, each angle will measure. What do we got? Each angle will measure 60 degrees. Oh, 60 you say? 60. But I want a what angle? Whoa! How are we going to do that in this geometry class, huh? Go from a 60, which we already have, to a 30. Anybody got a little vocab term for me that we're about to do? How to go from a 60 to a 30. Come on, think about it. How am I going to go from a 60 to a 30? And I want you to use a vocabulary term for me. 60 to a 30. How's that going to look here? 21. Lauren, what do you think? What am I doing to go from 60 to 30? 60 to 30. I'm just cutting 60 in half. What do we call that here in this class if we cut an angle in half? Begins with a B, ends in I sector. Bisector, right? We're going to make a bisector. Everyone agree? If I cut 60 in half, I'm going to have two 30s. How do I cut an angle in half? We did that very first thing today, didn't we? Take your compass. Here we go. Let's review this one again. Put your vertex on angle R. Make an arc through angle R. All right, this is the very first thing we did today. Now you're getting a second shot at it. Put your compass point on R. Make an arc through angle R that intersects twice. Take your pencil or pen. Make a point on each of those points of intersection. This is the little fireworks here. Now go to each point of intersection and make an arc, each arc above that intersect each other. All right, so I'll walk around, go to each point of intersection, make an arc above, make two arcs above that intersect. And look, you made yourself two 30-degree angles. Remember, leave all construction marks on your diagram. That's how we're going to push them. Okay, go from ready. See those points? Put your compass on one of the points and make an arc above it. Yep, there you go. Good. Now go to the other point and make those two intersect. There you go. know, line up your straight edge with
Oh,
that point. Yeah, always the intersection. Okay, how we looking, all right? Going? So there's angle bisector. All right, you're gonna have to do I'm just gonna give you a heads up on the homework. Tonight, you're gonna have to do an angle bisector again because I'm gonna ask for a 45-degree angle. So what do you bisect to get a 45-degree angle? What type of angle? You bisect a right angle to get a 45. So you're gonna have to do this again tonight on your homework, but do a 45. Questions? All right, let's keep grinding here. Where is the next one? Right there. Yep. All right, final vocabulary term of the unit. I'm just going to put two terms together. Perpendicular, bisector. A perpendicular, bisector. Perpendicular, what are you thinking? You hear the word something's perpendicular. What are we thinking for? Tess, what are you thinking? Perpendicular forms. Two lines are perpendicular. They form a 90-degree right angle. So this line's going to form a 90-degree angle. And bisector, what else is it going to do? Not only will it form a right angle, but it's also going to bisect. Thank you. Split it into two. All right, so what I want you guys to do for me right now, we're just going to do a diagram. All right, a freehand drawing, no compass. Put your compasses down. EF is the perpendicular bisector of line segment CD. So the first thing I need you to make, line segment CD. Now I want you to do line EF on your own. Line EF, so it's perpendicular and a bisector to CD. All right, do your best here. All right, I don't want to reveal this yet. You're going to draw a line, so it should have arrows on it that is perpendicular to CD and bisects it. All right, so eyeball this, a line that's going to go through CD. That's perpendicular to it. What's perpendicular mean again, Tess?
Forms a 90 degree.
Forms a 90-degree angle, and it bisects it. Make sure it's a line, full line going through. Don't just stop at the segment. Full line going through. All right, everyone's looks pretty good here. Let me draw mine in. But we need some details here. First of all, what's the name of this line? EF, so I need to have point E and F on there somewhere. All right, let's talk about what other marking should go on here. If it's perpendicular, sorry, Tess, one more time. What's it form?
90 degree.
So I should have a 90-degree angle on my diagram, showing me it's perpendicular. And it bisects. What else should I have on my diagram? If it's cutting CD, what else should I have on my diagram to finish this? 22, Simon? Hash marks, yep. On which one? EF or CD? CD, because that's the one being cut in half. Good. So does everyone see? Perpendicular bisector. Good? It forms a right angle, cuts it in half. Now, how do I do this with my compass and straight edge now? Because we know how to freehand it. How about my compass? I got news for you. We've done this already. This isn't going to be a new construction. We've done this already. We've done this construction. I need another vocabulary term. Where EF intersected CD right there. Got a name for that? What is that of CD? If both these sides are equal. Come on, dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. What's each side? What's that point called? We had a name for it. 7 and a formula for it. Drew? Oh, point. Can't call a point congruent. Oh, these are equal. So this point is cutting these two into two equal parts. What was that point called? We had a formula for it too. Midpoint. Okay, we had the midpoint. So there's the midpoint where it intersects. Remember that construction? That's what we're going to do here. Take your compass, put it on point A. Anybody remember this one, the fish one? What do I do with my compass now?
Put a little over halfway.
Oh, yes, correct. Open it up a little more than half the distance of your line segment. And remember, this has got to be like a half circle size beast of an arc. Good. Then you're going to come over to the other endpoint, same opening. How many points of intersection should I have? 2, not 1. A lot of people did this on the quiz that you just stopped right here. You need something else to line it up with. That's your second point. Keep going. When we found the midpoint, I would just have you guys mark it. Now I want the actual line drawn in. All right, so line up your straight edge. I want the actual line drawn in because that's your perpendicular bisector. Okay, the line now you draw in is called the perpendicular bisector. Where it intersects is your midpoint. Should be putting some markings on there for me if this is a perpendicular bisector. Let's get in this habit. Put some markings on that say it's a perpendicular bisector. We should have a right angle symbol and hash marks, right? If you want to mark that point, that's fine, but I should have a right angle symbol and hash marks. All right, any issues here? All right, now I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Here you go. XY bisects AB. I want you to draw a diagram that shows me that. XY segments now. Segment XY bisects segment AB. So which one of the two is getting cut in half here? Which one of the two here? One. Here we go, Zoli. Which one's being cut in half? XY bisects AB.
AB.
AB is being cut in half, so that should be the one with the hash mark. So everyone go ahead. You should have two segments on this diagram, XY and AB. And then you should have segment XY drawn that shows me that AB is getting bisected. Got to be able to set up these diagrams. Put markings on your diagram. Some of you guys have the segments correct. I just want to see the markings. So no compass needed. This is a draw. This is a draw picture, not a construct. All right, I just want to show you something because I know some of you are all doing it the same way. Do I have the word perpendicular there at all? Okay, even if you have it perpendicular, it's still correct. I just want you to make a note. Watch what I'm about to do. Is that still correct? It bisects, right? Cuts it in half. All right, does not necessarily need to be perpendicular. If you did make it perpendicular, fine. All right, give me a diagram for the next one now. I flipped it. AB bisects XY. AB bisects XY. Good, now your congruent mark should be on what segment? Where are your congruent marks on AB or XY here? Should be on XY, yep. Should be on XY. There should be no markings on AB on this one. All right, so now how do I do a construction like this? Construct a line that bisects AB but passes through X. Does the word perpendicular appear? No, it doesn't, so it doesn't have to be. All right, but we'll watch. What's going to be my problem here if I do this fish construction I just showed you? What's the problem? It's not going to be a correct construction because it doesn't go through. Everyone agrees it doesn't go through X. I still want to do this though. This is going to help me though. All right, so go ahead, do your fish construction and we'll talk. Even though it doesn't go through X, how can this construction still help me? So open up your compass more than half the length.
Stay on.
Don't draw the line in though, because you know it's not correct. It won't go through X. Let's see if anybody can keep going and see how I can still use this though. Don't line up your straight edge and draw the line in. Don't draw the line in. It won't go through X, right? But take your straight edge and line it up. We just won't draw the line in. What we're going to do instead is mark the, what do I call that point again? Mark the midpoint of AB. Yes, so line up your straight edge and mark the midpoint of AB. Then draw in your bisection. Make sure we put the proper markings on. Make sure that's a line there, Lauren. Right? Make sure that's a line. Keep drawing it through with arrows. Good here?
Yeah.
Open up your compass more than half the length on both sides. Line, line, right? It said construct a line, so I need arrows going through, right? Just got to follow the directions. Make sure we got a line with arrows. Good. Got to make sure we got a line, not a ray. Okay. Looks good, everyone. Looks good. And make sure everyone got the old hashers on there. Good. That's draw through. Line up your straight edge there, right? You don't want to draw that in because it doesn't go through X, right? So, but just make a point that makes the midpoint on AB, and now draw in your bisector. Everyone all right? Okay, before I forget here, can you go to your homework? I want to try to get through one more construction, maybe not, but your homework, which is on page 28 to 29, and get rid of number 4. You are not responsible for number 4 tonight. Okay, do not do number 4, so I only have you do 3 problems. I know I'm asking a lot. Okay, final one here. Let's see if we can get through this one in the time we have left. A perpendicular line. No more bisector, just a perpendicular line. So right now, hey, this won't cut it, will it? That won't cut it. Why not? It'll be perpendicular, but it won't go through P. I need to go through P and be perpendicular. So now, this is a new construction here. Put your compass point on P. And hopefully you don't have difficulty doing this. Put your compass point on P, and I need you to make an arc that intersects AB in 2 spots. So basically, it's going to look like a smile to you guys. I probably need to make that a little wider. Make it look like a smile. Mark each point of intersection with a point for me. And now you're going to go to each point of intersection, and you're going to make 2 more arcs below that intersect each other. So 1, and then I'm going to come over to the other point of intersection and make a second arc. And hopefully those 2 line up right below P for you. So 3 total arcs. 1 that goes through AB, and then 2 more below. 2 more below. And there's your perpendicular. Draw in that line that goes through P. Make a right angle symbol, and you should be good to go. All right. Only a couple tonight. Couple constructions I want you to try. Take a look at the how-to videos if you need something.
Better.